Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Mars Anomalies. We're joined as usual by the lovely Miss Michelle.
Hello everyone.
And we're back at Pyramus Fossae at a new site in this region called Protonilus Mensae. I showed you these briefly yesterday and we're going to be having a look at new close-ups I did using Gigapixel AI. I'll also show you the originals and you'll notice the massive difference. The photograph we're analyzing is called Possible Olivine-Rich Terrain. IRAS acquired this on the 17th of August 2008 at a resolution of 30.1 centimeters per pixel. We're looking at images are cropped from the JP2 black and white map projected file. 1.2 gigabytes in size. It's a massive photograph. And there's a look at the low-res black and white, but these strange small dunes and a lot of these white objects littered throughout this region. I won't be covering each and every one. There's just too many, but I do encourage you, if you can, download the JP2 and use iView to check them out for yourselves. So the site is located to the top left of Protonilus Mensae. We've got Pyramus Fossae over to the top right. This is roughly at 47 degrees, 10 minutes north, 49 degrees, 30 minutes east. Let's start off with that one, folks. Check how blurry it is. Let's zoom in on it using Gigapixel AI, and then the way I used to do it with PhotoZoom Pro 7. Check out that massive difference. Here it is close up. So it's got this strange sort of tombstone shape to it. But this piece in the middle is just way off. Nothing else like it. And it's right through the center line of this larger piece. And there's also something going on here to the bottom right. So a slot in it over there. So yeah, like everything else on Mars, the sand and dust is covering everything. So I can't see what's over here to the left, but that's a very interesting piece. And we're looking at that there, folks. Also in the original, it breaks up really badly, but check this out. Got a disc. Always thought that was a disc on a rectangular base, and there it is, folks. Check this out. The piece in the center is hollowed out. It's got a strange circular part over there, very smooth circular reflective surface, and then this hollowed out part. What on earth could that be? Triangular pattern over there on the bottom, and then it's got that slot running through there with a long narrow rectangular part slightly offset. Then we're zooming in on this piece. I always thought that was like a little dome and with a hole in the center. And as usual, use the scale indicator to the bottom right to estimate the size of these objects. Most of them range between 8 to 15 meters across. So there it is, guys. It looks like a fossilized shell with that hole in the center. Very similar to those small ones that the rovers photographed in the past. And then the strange tombstone shaped object once again. Not that these are tombstones, folks. I'm just using that word for a comparison because we don't know what the heck we're looking at on Mars. So that piece there, I would say, is about 12 to 15 meters across. It's like a partial hexagon, much like those I've shown you in the past. Check out the new close-up. The symmetry and geometry to this piece is also highly irregular. The angle over there, very similar to the angle on the left. And then the long item there, a very long narrow block. I'd say that's about 12 meters long. and shows up very, very nicely in the new close-up. Looks like it's lying across a dune. So is this possibly an obelisk type anomaly? Yeah, we'll be zooming in on the item to the bottom left. Lots of other ones we could have looked at, but this one stands out like a sore finger. It looks very similar to that quarter disc shaped anomaly I showed you yesterday, where the two are still next to one another. Yeah, we're looking at just one quarter, and check out the amazing detail that I managed to extract out of this piece. It's got this nice curvature to it, almost a perfect arc, but everything on Mars is eroded and damaged due to the catastrophes over there in the past. Check out the line over here, very straight. It's got this hollowed out part, looks almost like an eye. This piece is attached to it as well, and it extends into that hole. And this over here looks like a ventilation cap. Who knows what the hell's going on there? And then we're looking at the rectangular item that there's about 10 meters long. This is what we looked at in the past. Incredible difference. Look at the parallel edges. And then it's got this rectangular part sticking over what looks like an opening. And then on the side, yeah, also looks as if that there's like a roof, on top of an overhang, and then strange holes in it. Possibly wreckage, maybe an uncovered bunker type anomaly. We're looking at the disc and strange teardrop shaped part there, folks. And when Michelle saw this, she said it looks like a metal teardrop. Not that it is, guys. But yeah, check that out. It's got symmetry and geometry to it as well. Lying up against this strange disc. Also another weird part over here to the top. And then this one looks like a fossilized shell, but it's huge, guys. It's about 8 meters long. Check it out. It's got this neat hole in the center, this part sticking over into the hole, and then that there looks like a top of a ramp that spirals up to the top. Also showed you one a while ago. We also have this dome. It looked like there was like a cap on the top, or a lid, with something that also spiraled up along the one side to the top. Then we're looking at the block over there. It's about 6 by 6 in size, and also a hole in its center. These straight edges and right angles to this piece. And it seems to have something lying on the surface, and it covers the hole partially there as well. And then when Michelle saw this, she said it looks like a giant slipper. It does. Check this out. But anyway, yeah, the big toe would go, yeah, I guess. But it's unusual. Look at it's hollowed out. It's got this rounded, I don't know what you would call it, skirt around the edge. And then this over here, it's like 3 rectangular parts. Maybe slots, very similar in size. beading, looks like beading, I think you call it. And then there's that item. Also the customary smaller part in the center. Yeah, we can see it showing up quite nicely. And then this part looks like aluminium foil. It's been crumbled up. And then another one of those parts with the smaller protrusion at the back, right there in its center. Remember that what I showed you with the small square on the top? This looks very metallic, the way it's bent. And then we'll zoom in on that small object that I always thought was a flying saucer. It's about 3 to 4 meters across. And it's on top of a cleared out rectangular surface. Check this out. Still, I don't know what that is, but it looks like a disc with a dome on it, and it's got 2 winglets on either side, and it's partially embedded in this opening. Don't know, sculpted piece. Don't know what that is, folks. And then this strange part in the shape of a 6. I showed you one in a Perseverance photo quite long ago. And then the huge disc-shaped anomaly there. Of course, it's not a perfect disc like I thought it was, but more like a covering. But it's huge. It's about 12 meters in diameter. It's a very smooth surface. Possibly a wreckage. And zoom in on that block or slab, and the part on the top is weird. Check this out. It's a dome, and then this part extends out of it, almost like an entranceway perhaps. Slot over here with this part slightly bent up. Is this some type of outpost? And then the part to the bottom left, where we've got that smaller piece sandwiched between 2 larger parts. This is also awesome. Don't know what that could be. The way that sort of oval shaped object is wedged between those 2 longer parts is quite amazing. Let's have a look at that piece. That's how it showed up in the past. And now we've got the detail where we can see that hole quite nicely. Small part inside sticking out of the hole. And then this item, also rather odd. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 6 sides to it. And then this dome shape right there in the center, and it's got this ramp. It also sort of swirls up to it. Right, Michelle, hold on to your seatbelt. We're going up to the northern mid-latitudes. Yeah, we've got Pyramus Fossae to the top right. We've got Protonilus Mensae outlined there for you folks. And this is the site we're analyzing. There's a brief look at those anomalies featured quite a while ago As you can see, there's a lot that I didn't cover in this presentation. Again, I only looked at those that are really, really interesting. It's another one of those strange parts where something seems to be wedged between two parts. Very similar to that. And they're not far apart, they're about 50, 60 meters apart. And then obviously the new zooms or close-ups. Let's have a look at some other anomalies that I've found in this region. Okay, yeah, we've got quite a bit going on. We're in Moreau. This is where we find this strange piece that looks almost like a Mayan statue, Olmec statue with the eye, nose, mouth, ear, strange headgear on the top. Not that this is a statue, guys, but it looks like it. Various blocks, slabs and panels. Again, the blocks with the protrusions on. We get down in South America. Also strange, almost metallic sheet metal type anomalies. This part, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 protrusions or knobs in it in a row. Look at the spacing between those. And then the huge megalithic block in that circular depression. It's also got an ornate design on it. Some various odds and ends. Almost looks like an obelisk. Don't know what that could be. Looks like sheet metal once again, embedded and covered in sand. And with that said, Michelle and I are spent. I hope you folks enjoyed this one. It was a longer one, especially for those of you that like longer videos. Do let us know in the comments what you think we're looking at here. Ancient ruins, artifacts, or just random geology. Let's have a chat in the comments. Love to read your comments. Thank you. Michelle and I will see you in the next one soon.
Bye.
Ciao.